Hello everyone and welcome to this new Therion tutorial video. Today we are going to learn how to draw walls around a centerline. And in order to illustrate this on Therion, we're going to use the Olympic Rift part of the cave. Okay, first of all, navigate to your text file. You have the data repository. We will navigate Vert Maria. 2005 Olympic Rift. In Olympic Rift, we first obviously open the th file, which contains all the data. We then open Olympic Rift e.th2. And this should open Inkscape. Click OK. All right, and now we've got our file open in Inkscape. We can zoom in and try to see where the center line is. And we can see that it's looking pretty good. We've got the center line going from down there, pitch, a couple of pitches actually, and then another meander sort of passage. And this looks exactly like what we see in Olympic Rift. So a couple of pitches, and then another bit of meander. Okay, so now we need to draw the walls. Let's go back to Inkscape. So it looks to me that these two pitches are really the far end of Olympic Rift. Take the Bezier curve tool, and then we click and drag. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to draw in an anti-clockwise fashion so that Therion knows which part is inside the cave and which part is pointing towards the rock. I'll also disable snapping in order to be able to draw properly without it snapping to the stations, which it sometimes does. Okay, let's do some click and drag. So at the moment it looks like there's not so much detail on the extended elevation map. Double click and that ends the line. Okay, so now we have a line which by default is saved as a line of type wall, but it might be nice to use the extension Therion and set the line type to wall. No options, drop style, apply. Takes a little while. Close. And now we see the yellow and blue ticks at either end of that wall line, which are pointing towards the cave passage and away from the wall, and that's how we want it to be. Now, in case you draw a wall that is pointing the wrong way, I will just explain that. You can flip it by using path, reverse, and then for the purposes of this example, now the ticks are pointing away from the cave passage and towards the rock, and that's exactly the opposite of what we want. Like, say that we'd drawn the cave passage that way, we'd go to path, and reverse, and we can save already. Now let's look again at the ground truth, essentially, of that passage. Well, we've just drawn this little bit of the wall here, then a couple of pitches down, and then down again. Let's go back to Inkscape. Zoom out maybe a little bit. Let's continue drawing. I'll just enable snapping here to snap to the end of the wall and disable again. Okay. Just a combination of clicking and dragging, get to the bottom of the pitch, continue drawing anti-clockwise, and there we can see the passage heading down, and I will double click here, stop this line. Obviously this line is still not a line of type wall, but I'll carry on drawing and then set all the lines together. in the end. Again, carry on anti-clockwise. I'm roughly following what the ground truth is. Here, obviously, we have a station, like a nick point on the pitch that splits the pitch into. At least someone was at the station taking the measurement down. So I assume that at least the wall is not too far from this station at some point, because someone must have stood. And then we can just double click here. I'll just go back again. There, as you see, it's this, oh no, exactly here below Olympic Rift, you see this nick point where someone was stood on the ledge. It splits the pitch in half. Let's continue drawing. In fact, even if you have snapping disabled, you can still snap to the end of a line by starting your line from when the rectangle or the square here is red, highlighted in red. Let's just bring the pitch head, and then let's say that this is the start of the meander. Okay. Zoom out. And we should be able to select these two bits of wall. Again, go to extensions, Therion, set the line type to wall. You might also sometimes join up two walls together, in which case you can, if you're in the selecting tool, click on one, press Shift, click on the other, move to the node tool, and by dragging a little rectangle over the two of them, two endpoints, we can join the selected nodes, and that should join the path itself. Now, because both were of type wall, I presume if we can press Control Shift O, we bring up the Object Properties panel, and here we can double check that the line wall has been selected, and save again. Okay. Now that means that we've drawn a wall of Olympic Rift, and we should be able to plot that on the main Wertner extended elevation map. Let's go back to text editor, which might be VS Code or Sublime Text, depending on which you are using. Let's double check first in olympicrift.th that we have input the drawing file, which we have. So Olympic Rift e.th2, which we've just edited in Inkscape, is input. And we've basically put the drawing in this scrap, which is fine. But that means that M-all-E, this map, is not yet included in Wertner. Let's navigate to Wertner e.thm, so that's a collection of maps from Wertner. You see at the top the master map, which contains some regional maps, and we are in the Captain Kangaroo branch. So we have to find this somehow. It's a little bit below. Here it is. Here we can see that we have M-all-E, Kangaroo, Zubafu, and bonus. And we will just add M-all-E at Olympic Rift. You assume this is, yes, this is how it's spelled. Save. Okay. So now this map is input in the regional map of Kangaroo branch, which itself is input in the Wertner master map. Now let's open the configuration file of Wertner. Navigate to config, extended, perfect. Make sure that we've selected M-all-E at Wertner, which we have, and compile. "13 seconds, seems to be doing fine. We've now output eeslow.pdf. which is going to be in the outputs folder. Let's open it with a PDF viewer of some sort. And now we can just see what we drew here. Exactly those two pictures. And they're looking fine. So that's it. That's how you draw walls in Therion. Simple walls. In the next tutorial, we'll see how to change the wall line type.